doing some work with like bulk for beginners kind of thing, but with twin suns. We talked about this on the stream a little briefly, and I mentioned an idea of having, instead of making 50 card decks, you would make 25 card half decks with a leader or something like that. I developed this idea a little further. So I've come up with a plan, and I've made some stuff here I'm going to show you soon. So like, instead of making 25 card like half decks, you make 17 card third decks, which makes for 51 cards when you pick 3 of them. That lets players, like, you don't need to show the cards, you just give each pile like a theme or a category, and then each player picks 3 of them. The reason I did this is I did some math, and I realized if you take 1 of each common that is specific villainy or heroism, and 2 of each common that is not specific, so neutral one, so to speak, you get enough for 8 of these piles, which means you can make 4 decks. If someone wants the list, I can post them, but the way I did it, I just went through all the leaders and brought out 1 of each leader, and I first looked like, okay, are any of them actually unplayable in this format? And yeah, there's, I think basically these 3, as well as Hera Syndulla, are entirely like unplayable in this format, with only commons at least. And then I just looked over like which ones are like have a theme that you need to build around, and that's the ones that are like on top of a pile. So I started by with those leaders. This is junk in the back here. I'll do this easier to see. And these are the leaders. Sorry for the chaos. So like each of these piles where there's a leader on top is a thematic, like a pile that's themed to that leader. But I figure that it's not locked to that leader. The way I see it, you don't have to lock it to that leader. It's just that you give the option, so to speak. So I'm not sure how you would do it exactly when you present to the players. How I envision it is that you put all these 8 piles out on the table. It's 16 piles, 8 per faction. The 16 piles out on the table, and you can have a table for 4 players, so they can pick 3 piles each, and that makes up their deck, and they can remove 1 card if they want to, but I don't know if you even mentioned that. So yeah, there's 17 card per pile. I tried to theme them like to that leader. Yeah, so when I think the way you should do it is you have some kind of snake draft, maybe something like that, where you randomize one person that gets to pick 1 pile, and then when they pick a pile, they can choose a leader at the same time, or a base if they prefer. But obviously you can't pick more than 1 base or more than 2 leaders, but yeah. And then you have like 1 of each leader also on the side, but you draft the piles. And then I figure you don't actually look at the cards, you don't show the cards, but on each card is like a note that's just says a little about the theme of the deck in just a few words. And then maybe on each leader the same thing, so that the players can figure out themselves that maybe this pile is good for Han Solo, but you don't have to pick that one for Han Solo. So maybe on, I don't know, Bo-Katan Kryze, it says that she has a Mandalorian theme, and then there's a pile that says that it has Mandalorian theme. And it's up to the player if they want to pick it. Or these piles are made entirely of commons. I figure you could, if you want, put some uncommons in there, but I think this is fine, because this way I can just hand them out willy-nilly. I think I will try to make like 1 or 2 more sets of these piles, and have like a beginner tournament for like anyone to join for free, and if you join you get to keep the deck. I figure that's a good way to get like players from Magic who like what's the format called? Oh, you know which format I'm talking about, the one where you build around a legendary creature or whatever, I forget the name. But there's a lot of those in my town, for example. So maybe you can get just a handful, maybe 8, so you have 2 tables. That would be cool. So I figure if I have enough of each common to build 12 decks, so to speak, or it's not decks as said, so yeah, you know what I mean, I think. Enough for 12 decks. That would be cool. Tell me what you think. I think this is a really interesting version of trying to get people into the game. I think it could be really cool. I'm gonna try that, hopefully. Would be fun. If you wanna talk about this, I think the Discord is probably best, but feel free to comment if you want to. If you're not on the Discord or see this for a random chance. I want to have a discussion like how can we optimize this, how can we make it even better. I think this, my feeling is that this is going to be really fun and really cool for new players to try. A really interesting way to do it. I was going to say something else. Yeah, if you want the decks, if you want to see what I actually came up with, I guess I could do that. That's a lot of work, but sure, yeah, if someone is interested in seeing what I actually wrote, yeah, I'll do that. Sure, why not? Just tell me if you want me to do that, and we can share those kind of lists, similarly to how we do the Bug for Beginners decks. Yeah, I guess that's it. See you in the discussions in the comments.